Pinch me, someone. WPL has happened, yes. This is a reality and this is here to stay. We'll discuss in some other video how incredibly impactful WPL has been to women's cricket in India and globally, but today let's just talk about how the tournament has panned out for the WPL teams. The group stage games of the WPL are done and dusted, and we have gotten our first finalist Meg Lanning led Delhi Capitals, and the other finalist will be decided by the eliminated game between Mumbai Indians and UP Warriors. Here's my review of how the five teams played in the group stage of the WPL and what to expect from the knockout games, including my predictions. Let's start with the team RCB, from whom we had sky high expectations because they had a gun squad like that, and we almost all predicted them to be the eventual winners. Nevertheless, they had a fruitful season, not in winning games, but how amazingly the uncapped players performed in those circumstances and led them to two crucial victories. Many people were saying how they were showing off about the scouting of players more than any franchise, and most of the time in the league they were loitering at the bottom of the table. But let me say, they nailed the scouting part. They had the most number of uncapped players than any team, 8 out of their 18 member squad. They gave chance to 7 out of those 8 uncapped players, and 3 players, Kanika Ahuja, Asha Shobna and Shriyanka Patil, stood out. Kanika Ahuja, the left-handed lower middle order bat from Punjab, scored 98 runs at a strike rate of 132 and scored a match-winning knock of 46 against UP Warriors to bring the maiden victory for the RCB team. Asha Shobana, the leg spinner, one of the finest leg spinners in the domestics, toiled hard for years but hardly got any recognition. She is one of my favorites, and but I didn't expect that someone would pick her in the auction. But the RCB scouting team did their homework well, and she ended up being the second highest wicket taker for RCB with 5 wickets. Shriyanka Patil, the local girl, was the star for RCB with both ball and bat. She picked up the highest number of wickets for RCB, 6, and scored some handy runs at a strike rate of 151. And these 3 players will knock on the door hard of the Indian team selectors. So the scouting wasn't their problem. Their problem was big names couldn't perform up to the mark and their unsettled playing 11. Their captain, opener and costliest player of the WPL, Smriti Mandhana, went through a rough patch like none. She scored only 149 runs in the 8 innings and couldn't score a single 50 in those batting-friendly tracks of CCI and DY Patil. She couldn't capitalize on her good starts she got and threw wickets most of the times to the off spinners in the same fashion. Richa played some good knocks, but the overall tournament was underwhelming for her, and so was for Renuka Singh Thakur, who only got 1 wicket. She didn't get much swing from the pitches, and when it offered, she either was dropped or Smriti didn't give her over. Smriti's captaincy, lack of knowledge of the domestic players and field placements have been questionable. When Perry, Knight or Divine scored runs, they didn't get support from the other end. Also, they didn't play a great leg spinning all-rounder like Danevan Nikak in a single game and didn't give chance to a batter like Indrani Roy, who according to me was the most talented batter among the domestic players RCB picked. So apart from some brilliant individual performances, RCB's performance planning have been underwhelming in the inaugural season. Now we move on to the Gujarat Giants team. The Dottin fiasco, losing their captain, opener and keeper Beth Mooney in the first game itself, hurt their chances since the beginning of the tournament. Both those players actually could bring a lot of balance and stability to their side, which they had to fill with Laura Woolward and Kim Garth later. And both of them delivered well. Kim Garth was the highest wicket taker for Giants, and Woolward scored 2 crucial 50s, of which one was a match-winning knock. But their use of Sutherland and Georgia Wareham has been baffling. They overestimated both Sutherland's batting and bowling, which cost them a lot, and should have trusted Wareham more. And leg spin was actually missed in their lineup, and the pitch actually was assisting that. Gardner's initial form and Dunkley's overall inconsistency also cost Gigi. As a team, they couldn't click in batting and bowling together at the same time, which became the main problem. And the reason for that is unsettled batting order and not playing the right players. Fast bowling was the biggest weakness of the Giants, and they continued with Mansi and Monica played 2 games. But they could bring Hale Gala or Ashwani in the pace department, and they also didn't use Dal and Hemlata's bowling, which is shocking because she is as good an off spinner as Deepti Sharma or Snehrana. Parunika Sisudia too was in a great form recently in the domestics and could replace Tanuja in some games. Yes, Meghna got a lot of backing from Gigi, but she also had a very forgettable season. So their plans were all over the place. But the 4 biggest positives from the Giants camp have to be Snehrana's brilliant leadership after Beth Moon's departure, and Herleen and Hemlata's astonishing attacking batting. Hemlata scored 151 runs at a strike rate of 157, and Herleen scored 202 runs, became the second highest run scorer for Gigi. Ash Gardner also did a great job with both bat and ball and scored the most runs 204, and took the second highest wickets 10 for Gigi. And being the vice captain, she was brilliant in helping Snehrana and bridging the gap between international and Indian players. Before we move on to the UP Warriors team, here's a small request. If you are enjoying this video, do subscribe to my channel for such detailed content on women's cricket. It's free for you, but it will help me a lot. So do it. Now let's talk about the UP Warriors team. This team's formula has been very straightforward. The whole batting relies on the Aussie trio Alyssa Healy at the top, Magra in the middle, and Grace Harris in the finishing, alongside some late impetus from Sophie Eccleston, which is disappointing from an Indian point of view. Apart from the first game 50 from Navgire's bat, Navgire almost threw her wicket every day, and she got stable backing at number 3 and she couldn't capitalize on it. Same for Simran Sheikh, who got to play every match, but whenever she got an opportunity to bat, she hardly looked convincing. Shweta is a great prospect that UP also didn't use properly. Should have given a few more chances at the top. And I think Shivali Shinde is a very good bat who could open for them instead of Devika. Being India international, Devika and Deepti also batted very pathetically, I must say. And Devika couldn't even capitalize on her bowling much. But Deepti delivered superbly as expected. Same for Sophie Eccleston, who is now the purple cap holder. Rajeshwari Gaikwad also having a hot and cold tournament. Rather, India's highest wicket taker in Under-19 World Cup, leg spinner Parshavi Chopra, was massively impressive in all 3 games that she played. Have to say that despite getting an awkwardly balanced team, Healy captained this team so well. She gave chance to all the under-19 players on their side, backed Navgire at the top, used the bowlers well, and used Grace and Shabnim well alternatively. This team is very black and white in terms of strengths and weaknesses and can win the title too on the back of a good bowling attack and on this Aussie batting trio. Now we move on to the Mumbai Indians team. This is also the only team in the knockouts that has been led by an Indian captain and by the Indian captain Harmanpreet Kaur. Both in captaincy as well as through her batting, Harman has led the team from the front. She has scored 230 runs, including 3 match-winning 50s at a strike rate of almost 150. They also played a settled playing 11 without many changes. All the overseas players, Nat Siver, Hayley Matthews, Amelia Kerr and Izzy Wong have delivered with both bat and ball, which made the difference for them. Because initially Astika wasn't performing with the bat at the top, and their lower order is quite inexperienced, which has also been exposed in last 3 games. When the overseas players don't perform, the team collapses, which UP will be looking forward to exploit again in the eliminator. But Bengal left-arm orthodox Shaika Ishaq has been the talk of the town. She has taken 13 wickets and she took in every phase of the game, like in the power play, middle overs and in slog overs as well. Shows her versatility and precision. She is a very talented player who is getting the recognition now, which feels very good. She took 12 wickets in the first 5 games, but in the last 3 games, she has only taken 1 wicket, which will be a headache for the MI in the eliminator. Also, some promising pacers like Jintimani Kalita and Amanjot Kaur have been underutilized. Chloe Tryon got no games, which is also a surprise. And because of those heavy losses at the end, which dented their net run rate, after ruling the top place for so long, they lost the chance to reach the final directly by a whisker. Now, last but not the least, the table toppers Meg Lanning led Delhi Capitals, who eventually made it to the finals in some dramatic fashion at the end of the group stage. Meg Lanning made the best move from the first day itself to promote herself to the opening slot with Shafali, and this has worked like magic. Lanning herself has been leading the run chart with 310 runs, and Shafali is scoring like she used to do in the year 2020. She has scored 241 runs with the tournament's best strike rate of 182. Also, she has used Alice Capps' attacking batting by sending her at 3 and her bowling quite well. Jess Jonathan, the finisher, and Marizan Kapp with her all-round contribution have made yet another league final. Shikha Pandey also has been very impressive with the ball alongside Marizan Kapp. Meg also trusted the only associate player Tara Norris since the first game itself, and she picked up the first fifer of WPL in the first game. But Delhi Capitals is not a side dearth of Indian talents. It has the most capped Indian players, yet Arundhati Reddy hardly got an over in the beginning. Poonam Yadav didn't get a go initially. Jemima batting at 4 is a kind of depriving, continuously playing Radha despite her horrendous bowling and not giving chances to players like Sneha Deepti, Jaisia Akhtar and Titash Sadhu is baffling me. Their batting wouldn't have looked this small if they used the Indian batters well enough. In terms of using the Indian players, I would rank Delhi Capitals at the lowest. Nevertheless, they're already into the finals and they just need everything to fall in place in just that one game, and nothing to take away from Meg Lanning, who never played a foreign league and has captained the Delhi Capitals team to the T literally. Now it's prediction time. My orange cap winner would be Meg Lanning and my purple cap winner would be Shaika Ishaq. Hoping for some magic from her in the eliminator and then in the final. My winner in the eliminator is Mumbai Indians. My WPL title winner is Delhi Capitals. Although I want Herman to win this title, but Delhi seems to have the edge. Tell me your predictions in the comment box below, and thanks for watching this video.